Lesson 1, Chapter 1, Computer Culture for Grade 4. The duration for this lesson will be for one period, and the objective of the lesson is to review what was learned last year. Software needed, we don't need any software. At the end of the lesson, the student should remind many skills learned in grade 3. We will discover them later on in this chapter, in this lesson, and many examples are asked to be given by students during this lesson. So this lesson should be interactive. Many questions should be asked, waiting for answers from students to see if they remember what they learned last year. And this lesson could be downloadable as interactive PDF. In case you are teaching online, you can send this PDF to students. They can fill the name, the grade, and the date, and all the questions are text box they can fill and send it back as attachment. Let us start with this lesson. Of course, the first thing that they should know is stuff about hardware and software. So you will start as teacher the lesson by asking several questions regarding the hardware of a computer, the software of a computer, what is hardware, what is software. The hardware is divided in how many categories, what is input device, what is output device, the system unit, the content of the system unit, what are the components that form the system unit, and finally what is data, by giving examples of data and linking them to hardware. Then you will start by working on the book, and the definition is that the computer is a machine that processes information such as, here students must fill this exercise by writing picture or photo, voice or sound, video, sorry, the first one is video, sound or picture, or sound or voice, picture, and print out a text. After we'll see this diagram where there is several items of hardware, and you see there is arrow coming from the input devices to the output devices, and explaining that text enters the case by from the keyboard, sound enters the case by the microphone, and drawing enters the case by the mouse, and then after the result will be displayed on the screen or printed on the printer. After this, students are asked to name some input devices and output devices, and to name components of the system unit. So once you finish the first page, you are sure that students can name hardware component. They know the difference between hardware and software, what is input device, output device, and the difference between them, how data circulates in the computer system by giving some example, and the definition of input, output, and the component of the hardware device. Passing to the second page, there is an exercise where the students is asked to fill the blanks. So fill in the blanks with the following words: video, text, computer hardware, computer, sound, process, game, image, and components. Of course, you as teacher, you have access to the answer key. So in case you want them, all you need to do is to send us an email, and once the email is sent, we'll give you access to the Dropbox. So once the student finish this exercise you are and correctly, then you are sure that the student is able now to build or to write a sentence with the right words. After that, we'll pass to another exercise, exercise 4, where he has to define the meaning of the button. It's not clear, but on the book it's very clear. The button open, the button save as, this one which is the copy, and the paste. And finally, the student on exercise number 5 is asked to match between the component of the computer case, the system unit, the CPU, the hard drive, the motherboard, and the RAM, with the pictures of those items.